Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, Kahiriri explains why he chose LPM over PDM. Now is not the time to feel racism, says Henk Mudge. Supplementary food aid donated to pregnant women and malnourished children. And transport industry gets donation boost.
Veteran politician Olsen Kahiriri, in a one-on-one interview of Today on One, explained that he has always had ideology differences with the Popular Democratic Movement PDM President McHenry Vanani while he was at the party. He stated that the reason he chose the Landers People's Movement LPM over PDM is that the LPM tells the truth.
What drove me to LPM than PDM? I said LPM was already there, but it was moved to a political party. So the LPM aspect is straightforward. We speak the truth. And this truth for thieves that are running the country is very sensitive. This arrogant, egotistical, you see how the president of this country speaks. His ego is going, if ego was an animal, this guy could have been dead by now. His egotistical way of running this country is killing this country.
Kahiriri said that once in office, he wants to use his position to bring the people of the Katutura East constituency together through sports in the area.
We grew up playing football at the Kasu Stadium. We used to call it Kasu Stadium, the one with stones. They have now improved it. It's now NFA Technical Center. I want to make Katutura East the commerce sports hub. Why am I saying that? That technical center is in Katutura East. The youth complex is in Katutura East. The Sam Nujoma Stadium is in Katutura East. The Tiger Stadium, which is, the land is there, there's potential to turn into a stadium. Then you have the Emmanuel Shifidi. That spaces have the very same size of the technical center. These are the things I want to work on.
He further added that some political parties and movements have not registered candidates in the Katutura East in order to endorse his candidacy, noting that talks with PDM has fallen through the cracks.
Well, one of the tough discussion was when I contacted my brothers from AR. That is also their constituency, very influential constituency of theirs. It was tough for them to withdraw their candidate because they realized that the potential of the constituency, when given in the hands of my candidacy, will be the best option for the constituency. So we must applaud political parties or movements that are speaking of the interest of the people instead of just filling in candidates. But unfortunately, with the talks of PDM did not become successful. They never returned back to me, but when I went to see, they've already registered a candidate. So that's their own choice. You cannot force people.
Kahiriri will be competing with 3 other candidates for the position of the Katutura East Councillor on the 25th of November 2020.
Get some more vibes with our range of girls' must-have dresses at only $99.95. Totally casual or totally cool. Wear it your way. Only at Ackermans.
President of the Republican Party, Henk Mudge, discourages political parties from fueling racism during the election season. Mudge made these remarks during a media briefing held in the capital recently. He said that instead of fueling racism in Namibia, political parties should rather focus on promoting respect and unity amongst the people of this country.
What we must be careful of is to use these kind of things for politicking, especially now in the election campaign. People are getting desperate. I know SWAPO is in big trouble, but we must be very careful not to fuel racism. What we should rather do is to show our maturity as political leaders, and to rather tell people and educate people that the most important thing that we can do in this country is to respect one another. Doesn't matter what color, what creed, doesn't matter what businessman and what class you are, but that we will respect one another, to start to educate people in that manner. So if we do that, we can disagree on many things, but then we do it in a respectful way.
There is an untold history that most Namibians are unaware of, says Mudge, adding that his party was the first to stand up against racism.
They don't know the true history of what happened in this country before independence. I just saw that the president said that national reconciliation was brought by them. My goodness. I mean, where was he? Obviously in exile. That's why he doesn't know what happened here. But this party, this Republican Party, was formed because we were against apartheid. That is why we left the apartheid party. We left it because we were against apartheid. We wanted the republic. That's why the name of this party is Republic. The main drive at that stage, after apartheid, was to reconcile the people of Namibia. Obviously, you had the whites on that side, who were the minority in government, and you had the black people, the majority, not in government, not having any say in the affairs of this country. And obviously they were extremely unhappy, and I would have been also. So the main issue at that stage was to try and rectify that. And that was to make the people believe that we can live together, that we want to live together as one nation.
Mudge further stated that SWAPO did not abolish any apartheid laws, and that it was the DTA, which is now known as PDM, that changed those laws around 1980.
Get the season savings at OK, like liquid fruit for a low $16.99. Sunlight dishwashing liquid refill, 2 for just $33.99. And Omo washing powder for only $39.99.
Swipe your count on card to enter, and you could win a bucket too.
OK, owners you can count on.
The Brazilian government today handed over 29 metric tons of ready-to-use supplementary food worth $1 million Namibia to the Ministry of Health and Social Services to treat moderate acute malnutrition. The country representative for the World Food Programme noted that the country has experienced a 53% drop in food cereal production with a massive livestock loss, and saw a surge in hunger during 2019 as a result of the drought, further extending gratitude towards the Brazilian government for the consignment of ready-to-use food, which will be distributed to all 14 regions.
So insufficient food production and reliance on external markets for food, of which 60% of the cereals that people consume are imported from outside. So this suggests that there's a lot of poor households that are particularly vulnerable to any food price fluctuation. So some of the 42% of this population are undernourished. This has enabled WFP to provide much needed food assistance to the drought affected people. So WFP and the people of Brazil and the wonderful people of Namibia, the land of the brave, continue to foster the existing and ever-growing technical, South-to-South cooperation, especially as we continue to work together towards longer-term hunger solutions.
The ambassador of Brazil to Namibia noted that the country is open to further explore other areas of cooperation other than agricultural development between the two countries.
And then we will continue talking in order to find other possibilities for cooperation. And we are the Brazilian embassy. Ambassador José Augusto he was the one who was able to convince the Brazilian government of the importance of the donation, of the importance of the gravity of the situation, and we are open. As I mentioned before, we do not decide anything, but we are eager to present to the Brazilian government everything that Namibia believes can be of help.
Receiving the consignment, the Deputy Minister of Health commended the Brazilian government for its contributions towards the country's health sector, adding that the ministry has observed an improvement in the nutrition status of the country.
There are still huge amongst its top priorities through increased budgetary allocation. But these allocations are not yet proportionate to the challenges at hand. This means that we have to use the resources at our disposal, and especially the donation that we are about to receive, effectively as well as efficiently.
I'm in a meeting.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Okay, let's get right into it. Can we talk about the Q2 fiscal report? Ricardo, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Pewa. Well, it's clear we're feeling the economic headwinds. Profits have leveled and we're...
First place!
Sorry, guys, it's my dad.
Did you hear? I'm in first place. And I just broke the lap record.
Dad? I'm a bit busy here.
Oh.
Okay. Where?
Oh, sorry.
2020 just got crazier in a good way. You can now enjoy fast, reliable, and uncapped internet at 25 megabits per second with SpeedLink Light Plus at crazy prices starting from as little as 898 Namibian dollars.
Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
The German government has allocated 850 million Namibian dollars to support Namibia in the fight against the coronavirus and mitigate challenges on livelihoods and businesses, especially in the transport sector. The funds are aimed at improving the safety of drivers and passengers in the transport industry, and the distribution of 100 TP stands for public transport terminals and 3,000 protective kits for public transport providers will be distributed countrywide.
This is part of our much larger program in the development cooperation sector for transport. And for this specific project, about 9.5 million Namibia dollars were made available. This is also part of a larger support measures of amounting to about 850 million Namibian dollars that have been made available by the German federal government through the Development Cooperation Ministry to support Namibia in fighting the pandemic and finding ways against the impact.
Upon receiving the donation, the Minister of Works and Transport, John Mutora, said that they are grateful for the unconditional support from the German government and urged the members of the transport industry to utilize the equipment donated in the fight against the pandemic.
We are very appreciative as a country, as a government, and as a ministry responsible for transport, that this assistance, manned in a way to contribute our part in the curbing, in the fighting of the further spread of COVID-19 in the transport sector. I can only appeal, not only appeal, but request our colleagues. It's easy to make a statement here, sounds so good, but as they say, you can only appreciate the benefit of anything through the manner in which you practically use that. Sometimes you get something, but you just put it there. It does not reach those who need that. If the mask is needed to be utilized by people who get into your bus, into your taxi, do so. The sanitizer is meant to assist, we are saying, to combat the pandemic. Do so. Let it reach those who are targeted to benefit.
Joanna Shikukutu from the City of Windhoek Public Transport Unit said that this donation will make a big impact in the transport industry and will assist in keeping passengers safe from contracting the virus.
We are very much grateful that we have been included as beneficiaries to this donation by ZIZ, our development partner. As you are aware that the virus itself spread more through contact. And us in the mass transportation industry, we indeed need these measures like sanitizers, our buses to be properly disinfected so that our people feel safe to make use of our buses, so that they feel safe that for them to enter our buses we have obeyed to all measures and that the risk to spread the COVID is very much minimized.
In addition, training for drivers and associations on use of equipment and general preventative measures will also be provided.
With trusted quality and great value on all Clicks brand products, switch and save. Buy Clicks Hydrate Body Cream 500 mils, $43.99 each. Buy Clicks Roll-On 50 mils, $11.50 each. And buy Clicks Toothpaste 110 grams, 4 for $51. Or buy Clicks Tampons from only $18.69 per pack. Clicks. Feel good. Pay less.
In other leading stories, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Namibia has decided to keep the repo rate unchanged at 3.75%. The MPC is of the view that the rate remains appropriate to continue supporting domestic economic activity, while at the same time safeguarding the one-to-one link between the Namibia dollar and the South African rand. According to the MPC, global economic activity contracted during the second quarter of 2020 and is further expected to contract for the whole of 2020 before recovering in 2021. Domestic economic activity contracted during the first 8 months of this year and is projected to register an overall contraction this year before an expected modest recovery in 2021. Inflation declined during the first 9 months of this year and is projected to remain subdued for the rest of the year and next year. The rate of growth in the private sector credit extension declined during the first 8 months of 2020, and the stock of international reserves remained sufficient to support the current peg. The next meeting of the MPC will be held on the 8th of December 2020. And B2Gold Namibia officially handed over a patrol vehicle to save the Rhino Trust. A number of areas within the northwest Namibia Rhino Range have been left exposed by the lack of tourists due to the pandemic, requiring extra patrols by SRT, Integrated Rural Development and Nature Conservation, and Conservancy Rhino Rangers, together with the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, law enforcement officials and private sector partners. Filling the gap requires increased resources at a time when conservation funding is being slashed. The B2Gold Rhino Gold Bar Advisory Committee has responded through the donation of a Toyota Land Cruiser to SRT. The vehicle will be used by law enforcement to ensure adequate patrolling in the northwest, managing the encroachment of poachers during the COVID-19 crisis. The Rhino Gold Bar Fund will also cover maintenance and running expenses.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The president of the Republican Party, Hank Mudge, during a press conference held at the Parliament building in Windhoek, has made controversial allegations claiming that the COVID-19 pandemic is a hoax. Marina said lawmakers can hide the truth, but eventually what is hidden in the dark will come to light. Caesar said the RP president has been misinformed by a medical professional. Francis asked whether people can die from a hoax. Leon said the RP president has a point and that he should not be judged. A Windhoek resident who boarded an unregistered taxi from town to Kleine Cooper fell victim to a robbery at knife point. The driver, together with a female companion, was successfully apprehended by the Windhoek City Police. Bruno said the Justice Ministry should get serious as the culprits will be out on bail after 2 days and commit another crime again. TK said perhaps it is time that taxi operators' cards are introduced. Nelson said the culprit took a majestic walk. Reginald said that if taxi drivers do not fight the illegal operators, then they will lose customers to safer alternatives. Raisa said all taxis should be in a single color with identification documents clearly displayed on the dashboard. While Wakuduma said passengers should text the number plate and registration number to a friend before boarding a taxi. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
We've been drifting, lost at sea. You're so far.
Bring the family together with great specials like Spa cornflakes for only $17.99 and Nola mayonnaise for just $20.99.
I'll be your lighthouse and bring you back to me.
We're here for you.
Every day, I leave home not knowing if it is the last time I say goodbye to my family. On my way to work, I see a lot of drivers who do not follow the rules of the road. Some are distracted and others make poor choices that can take my life. I used to be at risk of being killed for not being visible, but now I wear my reflective attire so that you can see me when you are on the road. Do the right thing and save lives.
This message was brought to you by the National Road Safety Council.
A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Heat wave conditions will prevail over the interior, so please do take the necessary precautions. The Namibia interior partly cloudy and hot to very hot with a few showers at times. The coast partly cloudy and cool with fog patches at first. A few showers are possible in the south. And the wind moderate northwesterly to southwesterly. Now a look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
Alelele mama, amala la lelele. Oh, shake it for Africa, eh, do it for Africa. Mama lelele, oh lelele mama, oh shake it for Africa. Oh, you rise up and stand up for Africa.
See the whole world be looking at us, yeah. 'Cause our land is honey, all the future money, and see now, see Akichima, no, I see Lali. See a Sandy Mali, they want it, yo, they need it, we have it, yes. Let the world come and taste this beautiful land, they want it, oh, they need it, yeah, we have it, let the world come and taste this beautiful land.
To be a part of this continent, all your sisters and your brothers and your friends, let's get together, let's hold hands and let us dance. Let's unite and give ourselves another chance. I see the walk out for road, you go see many things, everything, the happy, pretty, the jolly. Oh yeah, now let Africa be good. And in the sun or the rain or the street or the pain, we still be here together because let Africa be good. Nelson Mandela, Lupita Nyong'o, Desmond Tutu, African immigrants. Oh, Barack Obama, Kwame Nkrumah, all my freedom fighters.
You know what time it is? Let's go, come on. Africa stand up, everybody move, make a see your hands up. We came a long way, so now we can't stop. Free for life, we're taking off the handcuffs. We came to spread love through the sea breeze. Natural, Mama Africa, we need peace. Home sweet home, everybody will feel free. Check my people and check the beauty. Be my duty. We're trying to make it a better place for us, and I believe it's gonna happen in God we trust. Straight from the bottom of the way.